Get ready for fantasy hoops. Step into the arena, RCMP Plus. It's not luck, it's logic. Bang, that's a powerbomb move right there. Light it up, big fella. Woo, that's fantasy fireworks. Buckets on buckets, baby. Ain't no rivalry like an RCMP rivalry. From stats to smack talk, where trash talk meets true talk. It's not just fantasy, it's legacy.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the show. I'm Tommy Douglas.
And I'm PG-13, here to hand out tricks, treats, and maybe a few curses.
That's right. This is the Halloween special of the RCMP Plus Fantasy Hoops podcast, where we're ditching the boring box scores and diving into the creepy, the cursed, and the flat-out ridiculous.
We've got Monsters of the Week, Haunted Scoreboards, and the Pumpkin Spice Power Rankings, because let's be honest, half these GMs couldn't survive a horror movie, let alone a fantasy season.
Beware the waiver wire. It's claimed many a soul.
Oh man, if you've ever lost by a point on a Sunday night, you know that's true.
So sit back, grab your candy corn, or better yet, a bag of Reese's, and let's get into it. All right, folks, it's time for our very first Halloween segment, Monster of the Week.
Ooh, yeah. Every good horror story needs a villain. And in this league, we've got plenty of candidates.
This week's monster, none other than the Ballers.
Oh, perfect. The league's biggest trash talker. If we're going monster mode, this guy's straight up Frankenstein's monster.
Yup. Built out of pieces of injured all-stars, somehow stitched together into a lineup. It's ugly, it's unpredictable, but every once in a while it comes alive and wrecks the village.
And then it goes right back to falling apart. Seriously, you could make a drinking game out of how many times the Ballers say, I would have won if my guys were healthy.
Oh man. And just like in the movies, the real horror is he's not going anywhere. He'll stumble back in the playoffs and scare somebody.
That's the jump scare, man. You think you're safe, you're up 80 points, and then AD drops 45 and suddenly he's breathing down your neck like a monster in the fog.
So congratulations, Ballers. You are officially our Monster of the Week.
Somebody throw some holy water on that roster.
Gather round, folks. It's time for Tales from the Scoreboard. These are the kinds of stories that haunt the league.
The kind of stories whispered in the dark corners of the group chat, where broken lineups, impossible comebacks, and one-point heartbreaks live forever.
And tonight's tale is about the night the Power Bombers beat the Guardians by a single point.
Ooh, that was no ordinary matchup, my friend. That was the kind of game where every bucket mattered, every free throw rattled like a skeleton's bones.
The Guardians were closing in. Devin Booker and Sabonis were cooking. Everything was lining up.
And then, the clock was winding down, Beal on the Power Bombers were holding it together, and the clock stopped. Boom, Power Bombers steal it by a single point.
The group chat went silent, like a haunted house after midnight. Nobody knew what to say.
Except the Guardians. To this day, they still wake up in a cold sweat, screaming, why couldn't Booker get one bucket?
It's the kind of loss that lingers, man. A ghost game. Every time these two teams meet now, you can feel the curse in the air.
And that's why we tell this tale by firelight, to remind everyone, in this league, no lead is safe, and no matchup is ever truly over.
All right, we've scared you enough with that one. But coming up, the lights flicker, the clock strikes midnight, and it's time for the witching hour.
Oh yeah, that's when the spooky predictions and curse prophecies come out. You don't want to miss this.
Oh man, here we go. You know the rules. No stats, no box scores, just pure gut vibes and pumpkin spice lattes.
Exactly. So first category, which GM would throw the best Halloween party?
Easy. I gotta go with the Ballers. They talk more trash than anyone in the league. Imagine that energy in a haunted house party. Fake cobwebs, strobe lights, and way too much fog machine.
That's a strong pick. But I'm saying the Pinguinis. They'd go all out costumes, coordinated, themed food, maybe even a spooky trade proposal at midnight.
That's true. Nothing scarier than a last-minute trade offer.
Next category. Which mascot is carving the best pumpkin?
Oh, come on, it's the goats. Precision, patience, Jokic-level vision. That pumpkin would come out looking like the Mona Lisa.
Nah. It's the power bombers. If anyone can carve a scary pumpkin, it's them. Haha. That jack-o'-lantern is coming out with dark circles under its eyes and stress lines.
That's true. Pumpkin trauma.
Third and final category. Which GM is most likely to show up in a ridiculous costume?
Gotta be Padfoot. She drafted her whole team last year based on names you know she's rolling up in some elaborate pun costume nobody gets.
100%. And second place? The King Cobras. I don't know why, but I see them showing up in a full-body snakeskin suit like it's normal.
Oh man. If that happens, we're doing a live pod from the costume contest.
And there you have it, your first ever pumpkin spice power rankings. No stats, just vibes, lattes, and way too much candy corn.
And probably some regrets tomorrow morning. Welcome to the witching hour. This is the time of night when rosters get cursed, trades get hexed, and your can't-miss draft pick suddenly vanishes into the shadows with an injury report.
I see into the crystal ball, Tommy, and I see doom for someone in the West.
Let's hear it, Nostradamus.
The Z Tigers. They've been hyped, they've got Ant-Man leading the pack, but mark my words, come Halloween night, their record will look scarier than their mascot.
Ooh, that's cold. You're putting the Halloween curse on them.
Hey, it's the witching hour. That's what we do here.
All right, my turn. I've got a curse prediction for the East, and it's heading straight to the Ballers.
Oh, the loudest trash talker in the league?
Yup. The witching hour says, the Ballers are gonna start the season strong, but it's gonna backfire. The louder he talks, the harder that collapse is gonna hit. Mid-season slump. Book it.
That's not even a curse. That's a prophecy.
Hey, you said it best. No team is safe when the clock strikes midnight.
And if you don't believe us, just ask the Guardians about their haunted 1-point loss.
Fair. All right, enough of the doom and gloom. Coming up next, it's time for something a little sweeter. We're handing out pumpkin spice lattes and breaking down the pumpkin spice power rankings.
That's right. Which GM's throwing the best Halloween party? Which mascot can carve the sickest pumpkin? You're not ready for this list.
All right, we've saved the wildest for last. It's time for our monster mashups. Basically, we take two teams from the league, mix them together like Frankenstein's lab experiment, and see what kind of Halloween monster they'd make.
Yeah, picture it like the worst crossover episode ever. Two teams, one horrifying creation.
First up, the Guardians and the Power Bombers. You put a flaming phoenix and a mad scientist in the same room, and you get a bird in a lab coat trying to reanimate pumpkins. It's terrifying, and probably smells awful.
Next, Pinguinis and the King Cobras. The Dealmaker plus a venomous snake, that's just a used car salesman with fangs. He'll sell you a 2005 Corolla and then bite you when you ask about the warranty.
Okay, last one for tonight, the Z Tigers and the Dunkin' Donuts. Timberwolf meets a sugar rush? That's just a wolf who ate 42 crullers and now he's sprinting around the neighborhood howling. Somebody stop him before he gets into the pumpkin spice lattes.
And that, my friends, is how you end a Halloween party with a monster mash that nobody asked for.
And that's gonna wrap it up for our Halloween special, folks. We've had monsters, mashups, haunted box scores, and even pumpkin spice rankings. Honestly, PG, I think we survived the witching hour.
Barely. I mean, some of those team archetypes we talked about, that's scarier than any horror movie. But hey, that's just how we see it. Don't go calling your GM the vampire of the waiver wire at Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah, don't blame us if your commissioner isn't handing out candy after this one.
But you can blame us if you don't tune in next week. because that's when we get back to business scores, trades, and plenty of trash talk.
Exactly. Every Monday, we're right here with the news, the nonsense, and the nightmares your fantasy season's made of.
Until then, keep your lineups alive and your mascots out of the graveyard.
Happy Halloween, everybody. We'll see you on the other side.